All right, hello again, third grade. Here is our next lesson about ecosystems. What are some forest ecosystems? Before we did our last chapter, we did ones with few trees and what is an ecosystem. So this week we are doing what are some forest ecosystems. Okay, here we go. There are ecosystems that have different kinds of thick forests. Each kind of forest ecosystem has its own plants and animals. Coniferous and deciduous forests. Coniferous forests grow mainly in northern North America, Europe, and Asia. They grow in places that have cold, snowy winters. They grow where summers are warm and dry. These forests have many conifers, such as spruce, fir, and pine. The tree leaves look like needles. Exactly. And they have cones. That's why they call them coniferous. These are the trees that have cones. They're kind of like the different kinds of Christmas trees we have. Few plants grow under coniferous trees. Mosses are a common type of plant that grows there. Lichens also grow under the conifers. Still, many animals live in coniferous forests. They can find food and shelter. Climates where deciduous forests grow are generally warmer than those of coniferous forests. Deciduous forests get rain in summer and snow in winter. Deciduous forests can have oak, maple, and beech trees. They drop their leaves in the fall. So that's what makes a deciduous forest, is they drop their leaves in the fall. For part of the year, sunlight reaches the forest floor. Many shrubs and other plants can grow there. These plants provide habitats for animals. Here's a checkpoint question. How are coniferous and deciduous forests alike and different? And there's a good compare and contrast. Well, let's see. Not only can we answer that by looking at what we just read, but even on to the next page. Climate in a coniferous forest. So here's what a coniferous forest looks like. See all those? They've got cones and needles. They keep their needles all year long. Okay, whereas a deciduous forest like this one, that looks beautiful in the fall, they drop their leaves then at that time in the fall. So that's the difference. They're alike, of course. Well, they're both forests and they both have trees. All right, so let's check this out. Climate in a coniferous forest. With the average temperature in degrees Celsius, in the summer it's 8 degrees Celsius, and in the winter, negative 20 degrees Celsius. Average rainfall, yearly rainfall, 50 centimeters, because it's in centimeters there. And then here's the deciduous forest. Climate in a deciduous forest. Now, climate, they're talking the general weather, or what it's like there. Average temperature is 25 degrees Celsius in the summer and 5 degrees Celsius in the winter. So you can see it's much warmer. There's a difference between the two kinds of forests. And the average yearly rainfall is 160 centimeters a year, whereas the coniferous had only 50. All right, and here's some examples of some animals. Moose eat twigs, bark, roots, and young stems of woody plants. In summer, they feed on water plants like water lilies. Many insects and birds live in deciduous forests. Woodpeckers eat beetles that dig into tree trunks. Beavers use their sharp teeth to cut forest trees and branches. They build dams of sticks and mud across streams. Oops. Sorry about that. Tropical forests. Where could you find a spider so big that it eats birds? These spiders live in a tropical forest. Look out, there's one in the corner of your book. These forests grow near the equator. Tropical forests can have a climate that is warm and rainy all year long. The many tall trees let little sunlight reach the forest floor. Some of the trees can be 35 meters tall, taller than a 10-story office building. Plants such as orchids grow on the trees. Most animals of the tropical forests live in the trees. Some spend their whole lives there. Some of these animals, such as bats, can be found in many different tropical forests. Others live in only certain forests and not in others. For example, many kinds of beetles live in only one forest in Brazil. They are found nowhere else. The tropical rainforest has huge numbers of insects. No one has ever named them all. And here's the climate in a tropical rainforest. In the summer and winter, it stays about 25 degrees Celsius. I guess from the shelter of all those trees. And the average yearly rainfall, 300 centimeters. I guess that's why they call it the tropical rainforest. That's a whole lot of rain. Okay, let's check out what kind of animals may live there. Woolly monkeys live in South America. They live in trees and eat fruits, leaves, and some insects. Rainbow lorikeets live in the tropical forests of Eastern Asia and Australia. These noisy birds eat nectar, flowers, seeds, and fruit. These red stink bugs live in tropical forests. Those red things, those are the bugs eating the leaf. And here's a picture. Tropical rainforest. Venomous snakes, such as this palm viper, live in tropical forests. Most snakes eat frogs, lizards, and other small animals. Then here's some checkpoint questions. You want to make sure that you know the answer to these. What kind of climate can tropical forests have? List 3 kinds of forests. Okay, well, here's the climate for the tropical forest. And the 3 kinds of forests we had were the tropical rainforest we talked about. We talked about the coniferous forest and deciduous forest. All right, that's it for now. See you next time. Bye.